Players. So today I had photo sessions, honey, and I always schedule a little time in between the photo sessions to eat or whatnot. So I had an opportunity to watch a movie, and someone was talking about this movie on the Tickety Talk. I looked for it. It was available on Hulu, so I decided to watch it. But of course, I wanted to know the real story behind it. I already knew some of it, but I didn't know all of it. Y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. Spoiler alert, because we're about to talk about the real people and what actually happened. However, the movie was really, really good. So the movie is told from the perspective of this lady, Alyssa Pladl. And she says back in 1995, she met a 20-year-old man by the name of Stephen Pladl on Annalise Keaton's internet. She said that Stephen came and got her, honey, and she was groomed by him. She eventually moved in with him, and she became pregnant with the baby girl, in which she named her Denise. Now, Alyssa alleges that Stephen would abuse the baby. She said when the baby would cry, he would become erratic. He would put the baby in a cooler with the lid on it. He would pitch the baby to stop the baby from crying, all kind of stuff. So when the baby was 8 months old, she ultimately decided to put the baby up for adoption, and he agreed. So the baby was adopted by Tony and Kelly Fusco, and they renamed her Katie. Now, according to reporting, Katie had a very normal childhood with her adopted parents, but when she turned 18, she wanted to meet her bio family, so she began searching for them on social media, in which she was able to find them and write them and make a request to meet them. So Katie met up with her family, which now included two siblings, two little sisters. In August of 2016, she did move in with her biological family. Now, her adopted family were apprehensive. However, she was 18 years old, not much they could do about it. But Tony and Kelly always kept in touch with her, and if she needed anything, they were always there. But all was not well in the Pladl household. According to Alyssa, over the years, Stephen's behavior was erratic, and she suffered from verbal and emotional abuse. And by the time Katie moved in, they were already sleeping in separate bedrooms. So by November of 2016, just a couple of months after Katie moved in, Alyssa moved out, taking her two smaller children with her. Now, Alyssa says she started to notice that Stephen's behavior changed shortly after Katie moved in. He started wearing skinny jeans and form-fitting shirts. He shaved his beard and let his hair grow long. And she also learned that one night after Katie and Stephen went out together drinking, he slept over in Katie's room. Now, Alyssa said she confronted Stephen about sleeping in Katie's room. However, he got upset and just stormed out of the house, so she never got any real answers on it. Well, in May of 2017, she got her answers, honey, when she looked through her older daughter's journal and saw that she wrote an entry about Stephen telling her that she needs to call Katie her stepmother. She is no longer her sister. She also learned that Katie was pregnant with Stephen's baby. Alyssa says she confronted Stephen, and that's when Stephen told her that they were in love, and not only were they in love, they were having a baby. That's when Alyssa called officers of the goddamn law. So Alyssa was able to get a protective order preventing Stephen from having anything to do with her younger children. However, that did absolutely nothing for Katie. And in July of 2017, 2 months after her divorce was final, baby, Stephen married Katie. And Stephen's mother attended the ceremony, as well as Katie's adopted parents. So on September 1st, 2017, Katie gave birth to her and Stephen's baby boy, Bennett. They then moved to a house in North Carolina. However, their love nest did not last long, honey, because they were arrested on incest charges in January of 2018. So after they were arrested, Katie's adopted parents came and picked her up, and she moved back in with them. Now, when Stephen got out of jail, he went to his mother's house, and she had custody of little Bennett. And when Stephen got out of jail, he wanted to go see Katie, even though there was a no contact order, but she broke the entire relationship off with them, saying that it was absolutely wrong. Well, baby, Stephen did not take that well, and apparently between April 11th and April 12th, when he was living with his mother, he smothered the baby, and then he followed Katie and her father and shot them dead on the road. And then Steven drove about 18 miles away from that crime scene and took himself out the game. Hard players, this story is just absolutely demented. I want to know what y'all think. Put it in the comments. This is Double D Mo for the Black Here News.